Welcome to English 9. This video is our lesson for Wednesday, September 22nd. At the beginning of class, we started with our bell ringer assignment. You can find the bell ringer assignment in your English 9 Google Doc. You should be on page 3 of 6 under the heading Wednesday, September 23rd. In your doc, it might say Wednesday, September 24th. Okay, that's because I made a mistake with the dates. But if your page says Wednesday and you are on page 3, then you know you are in the right place. Here's where you will find the bell ringer, and in this white space is where you will write your paragraph. I have given you some sentence starters that you can use in your paragraph if you want. So our bell ringer for today is write a paragraph about a time when you didn't think that you could do something, but then you did. I want you to tell that story. So once again, you are typing here in your ELL Google Doc. You will want to make sure that your paragraph has a topic sentence, details, and a conclusion. So think about a time when you didn't think you could do something. You thought something was impossible for you. You thought, no way, I can't do that. Never in a million years. But then it turned out that you actually did that thing. You did that thing you thought you couldn't do. So tell that story. Your topic sentence might be something like one time, and then explain what the situation was. You might start with the phrase, last year I did not think I could pass a certain class. Okay, so note at the beginning, I'm telling what time it happened. It happened last year. Or you might start with a phrase like, a long time ago, I did not think that I could, and then explain what thing did you think you couldn't do. In the middle of your paragraph, include some details. Tell the story of what happened. So a sentence you could consider using what is, however, it turns out that I can do that thing. What happened was, and then tell the story. And don't forget a conclusion at the end of your paragraph. You could consider something like, and this is how I learned that I could, and then explain what that thing was that you could do. We spent a few minutes writing our bell ringer. Remember, if you don't finish the bell ringer in class, you can always finish it outside of class. After we finished the bell ringer assignment, we looked again at our learning goal for today and for this week. The learning goal is this. I can write a paragraph with a topic sentence, supporting details, and a conclusion. Today we are going to look at two paragraphs. Each paragraph has a mistake. We are going to try and find that mistake and learn why it is a mistake and how to correct it. Then you will practice these skills in your own Google Doc. This is the first paragraph we looked at. Oops, here we go. It says, cats make the best pets. They are small and easy to care for. You don't have to take them out for walks. They are calm and quiet. If you want a pet, a cat is a good choice. The ancient Egyptians used to think cats were gods. People don't think that anymore, though. Can you find the mistake in this paragraph? The mistake has to do with how this paragraph is organized. Remember, the structure of a paragraph goes first, topic sentence, then supporting details, and at the end, a conclusion sentence. However, the structure of this paragraph is different. We have a topic sentence at the beginning, we have details in the middle, and here's our conclusion. However, after the conclusion, there are two more details. A detail about the ancient Egyptians and modern people. These sentences are details, so they should not be at the end of the sentence. They should be in the middle of the sentence with the rest of the details. So to fix this paragraph, I would copy these sentences of details and put them in the middle of the paragraph. Oops. So here we have fixed the structure of this paragraph. Now it starts with a topic, has all of the details in the middle, and at the end, we have our conclusion. So the next activity that we did was to get together with a group and look at a paragraph with a similar mistake. Okay, your job is to find the conclusion sentence and then move the details that come after the conclusion into the middle of the paragraph where they belong. So you will do this in your Google Doc. Down in the middle of page 3, you will see our rule. Our rule is this: don't add more details after the conclusion. Your conclusion should be the very last sentence. Okay? So we took a look at this paragraph in groups. While I read this paragraph out loud to you, see if you can identify, if you can pick out which sentence is the conclusion. Which sentence should be the last sentence of this paragraph? Okay. Online learning is better than in-person learning. There are many advantages. You can stay in the comfort of your home. It is especially good for shy people who don't like to talk as much. That is why I prefer online learning. Also, you don't have to worry about getting lost in a new school or trying to get your locker open. Which sentence do you think should be the conclusion to this paragraph? The students agreed that this sentence right here, "That is why I prefer online learning," should be our conclusion. So we need to move this detail after the conclusion into the middle of the paragraph. Now we have a topic sentence about how online learning is better than in person. We have many details that explain why we think that way. And at the very end, we have a conclusion that restates the idea of a preference for online learning. A preference is something that you think is better. Okay, so it's expressing that online learning is better and the author prefers it. Okay, topic, conclusion, details. All right, let's look at another paragraph with a mistake. In this case, the mistake is a grammatical mistake. So there's no problem with this paragraph structure. It has a topic, sentence, details, and conclusion all in the correct places. But there is a grammar mistake that is repeated several times throughout this paragraph. As I read it, see if you can pick out what the mistake in the grammar is. My best friend is amazing. My friend, her name is Fatima. We have been friends for 3 years. Fatima, she is from Saudi Arabia. We study together and go shopping. Fatima and I, we will be friends forever. Could you pick out the mistake in this paragraph? What doesn't sound quite right? Okay, here. Oh, that doesn't look very bright. Let's make that a little brighter. Here's one mistake. Here's another mistake. And here's the last mistake. The grammatical mistake in these paragraphs is that there is a noun, like my friend, right next to a pronoun. So a noun is a person, place, or thing. In this case, the noun is friend. That's a person. When you use a noun in a sentence like friend, you don't need to use a pronoun like her right next to the noun. You only need one of those words. Okay? So in this case, where my friend is next to her, we can delete one of these words completely. Okay? In this case, I will choose to delete the noun, and I will leave the pronoun her. As my best friend is amazing. Her name is Fatima. Down here, it says Fatima, she is from Saudi Arabia. So here we have the noun Fatima and the pronoun she, and they are right next to each other. This is incorrect. We need to delete one of these. So in this case, I will delete the pronoun. We have been friends for 3 years. Fatima is from Saudi Arabia. Okay. The last mistake is down here. There are 2 nouns, Fatima and I. They are next to the pronoun we. Okay? A noun should not be next to a pronoun in a sentence, so we need to delete one of these. Okay? It doesn't really matter what we delete. This whole paragraph is about the author and her best friend. So if I were to leave the pronoun we, you would understand that I mean Fatima and me. In some cases, you need to be careful about which you delete, the noun or the pronoun. Sometimes when you delete the noun, if it's a person's name, the sentence can be kind of confusing. Your reader might not understand who you are talking about with your pronoun. We will see some examples of that in our practice exercise. So our rule is use a noun or a pronoun, but not both. Okay? So let's look at this example. I will read this to you, and let's see if you can identify where the mistakes are. Mr. Harding, he is a really good teacher. He is funny and makes us laugh in class. The students, we feel comfortable around him. He also explains the physics problems very well. The problems, they are so complicated, but he shows us how to solve them step by step. I'm lucky to have a great teacher like Mr. Harding. There are 3 mistakes in this paragraph, okay? And it's pretty nice that this is in Google Docs because there are little blue squiggly lines underneath the mistakes because Google Docs can tell that we made a mistake. So it's pretty easy to pick out the errors. Here's the first, Mr. Harding and he. Mr. Harding is our noun. It's the name of a person. The pronoun is he. We only need one of these. We must delete the other. Now, what would happen if I deleted the noun Mr. Harding? The very first sentence would say, he is a really good teacher. Is that a good idea? Could that be confusing for the reader? Do we know who he is? Do we know what teacher we're talking about? That would be really confusing. So this is an example where we need to be careful to delete the pronoun and not the noun so that the reader understands our message. In this case, it would be better to leave the noun Mr. Harding and delete the pronoun he. Mr. Harding is a really good teacher. The next mistake is down here. The students, we feel comfortable around him. Okay? So in this case, I could delete the noun or the pronoun. To make sure the meaning is 100% clear, I'll delete the pronoun. The last mistake is down here. The problems, they are so complicated. In this case, we mentioned problems, physics problems, at the end of the sentence before this one. So when I use the pronoun they, it is very clear what noun they refers to. Okay? It's actually very close to the noun in the sentence. So in this case, I will delete the noun. But it would be okay to leave the noun and delete the pronoun too. Either way is fine in this example. He also explains the physics problems very well. They are so complicated, but he shows us how to solve them step by step. And that meaning is pretty clear. All right, and that was the end of today's lesson. The homework for tomorrow is page 5 and page 6. You will have 2 activities to do tomorrow. The first activity is a warm-up. You will write a paragraph about one of your friends. In your paragraph, make sure you have a topic sentence, details, and a conclusion. In this paragraph, describe your friend. What is your friend like? What does your friend look like? What is his or her personality like? What does he or she like to do? And describe your relationship with your friend. So, what kinds of things do you do together? Why are you friends? How long have you been friends? Describe that relationship. And you will write your paragraph right here in this white space. The next activity is to read these 3 paragraphs. 1, 2, 3. Read these paragraphs and notice that in each paragraph, one sentence is highlighted in red. Okay? That's because there is a mistake. Okay, there is a mistake in each sentence highlighted in red. And I want you to read the paragraphs and try to figure out for yourself what the mistake is. Then answer these 3 questions down here on page 6. The first question says, what is the problem with the sentences highlighted in red? The number 3 says, what should we do with them? Okay, how should we change these sentences? Or should we delete them? And number 4, if you had to make a rule about this, a rule about this sort of mistake, what would that rule be? There are 2 different ways you can write this. You can say in a paragraph, you must do what? Or in a paragraph, you must not do something. Okay, and you fill in the rest. So either way that you want to write that is totally fine. And that's the homework for Thursday. The last thing that we talked about in class was a strategy that you can use to make your mental health a little bit better. So I realize that right now is a very stressful time for everyone. There are a lot of pressures on you. There's a lot of things that you need to do, a lot of responsibilities, and everything is very new and different. And it's also very hard being away from your friends. So that can cause everyone to struggle with their mental health, their feelings and their emotions, how motivated they feel, how happy they feel. These things can really be a struggle. One thing that you can do to help yourself handle these feelings is to meditate. So, meditation, the practice of meditation, involves sitting quietly without any distractions. So, you would need to put down your phone and close your computer and find a space away from other people in your family where you can sit by yourself and no one will bother you. If you can sit in the dark with a light off, that's even better. When you meditate, you sit and you close your eyes and you focus all of your attention on one thing. The easiest thing to focus on is your breathing. So you close your eyes and you make your body completely still. You sit in a relaxed position in your chair or on the floor. You relax your body, you close your eyes, and you focus on your breathing. You feel yourself breathe in and out. You feel the air coming into your body, then you feel the air leaving your body. And you just focus on those movements, the movements of your lungs and your chest and your belly as you breathe. Now, when you do this, it's completely normal for your mind to start wandering, for you to get a little bit bored and start thinking about other things, thinking about your friends or your Instagram or your homework. That's completely normal. But to meditate very well, what you should do when you feel your mind start to wander like that is to very gently bring your attention back to your breathing. Okay? And to focus your attention as best you can on your breathing. Why should you consider meditation? Well, meditation is a practice that helps you feel calm. Okay, so it actually has some physical effects on your body. It makes your heart rate slow down, so your heart beats slower. Okay? Your brain activity becomes less, so your brain kind of slows down and it stops working so quickly. Um, when your brain slows down like that and your body relaxes and feels calm, it makes you feel calm in your mind and in your heart. Okay, it calms down your emotions. And when you are calm like that, you can feel more confident in yourself and more focused in your daily life. It reminds you that you are in control of your life. Okay, you are in control of what you do with yourself in your life. I like meditation because it reminds me that I am more than my problems. Okay, so yes, I have problems and yes, I have things that stress me out. But when I meditate, when I just sit and focus on my breathing and being quiet and calm, it reminds me that I am something completely separate than my problems. I am an amazing human being with a beating heart and breath coming in and out of my body and blood running through my veins. And this might sound silly, but that's kind of an amazing feeling. And it reminds you that there is a lot more to you than homework. There is a lot more to you than your classes or your grades. Okay, meditation reminds you that you are a body and you are a soul, and that is an amazing thing. And sometimes we just need a reminder of that in our daily life. If you have never meditated before, or if you would like to improve your skill of meditation, there are many resources out there to help you. So there are many YouTube videos to help you. And if you search for the words guided meditation, you will reach videos where a person actually shows you step by step how to meditate. And those videos can be really helpful if you've never meditated before. There are also some apps on your phone that are free and can also guide you through meditation and help you through meditation. Some examples of those are 10% Happier, the app Calm, the Mindfulness app, and an app called Headspace. And that is all that we talked about in class today. So, a reminder that the homework for Thursday are the activities on page 5 and 6 of your Google Doc. And the next time I will see you will be Friday morning. I hope you have a great day.